Today I'm going to go over a very quick introductory to cryptocurrency mining. Several years back I was introduced through a good friend of mine on how to mine and mined a lot of different coins. I at one point had about 34 graphics cards mining various cryptocurrencies on I think 5 or 6 different mining rigs that I had built. And unfortunately, with the prices of Bitcoin and then all the various altcoins going down, I got to where I wasn't really making enough money to pay for the amount of power that I was consuming because I had so much going on at the time. I ended up selling all my stuff, stopped mining. Um, Now it's been 3.5 years later, and if I would have just kept mining, even if I was just mining with 1 or 2 or 3 graphics cards and just held on to the coins that I mined all these years, I would have actually built up a pretty substantial amount of money. So I regret stopping. I did just recently get back into it, and I figured I'd throw up a quick demonstration on how you too can get started mining Bitcoin essentially with nothing but just your regular old computer you use. It's going to work better if it's a gaming computer and actually has a decent graphics card in it, but even if it doesn't have a graphics card, typically if you're on a newer processor, you can just mine with the processor. When you first start out, it may be a very small amount of money per day that you're making, but if you just let it run over the years, who knows what prices Bitcoin's going to go up to. I think when I stopped, it had dropped back down to around 5,000 or $6,000 per Bitcoin, and as recently as this week, it was right at 50,000 per Bitcoin. So someday it could go up to 100, could go up to 500,000, who knows. But this is just a quick demonstration, the easiest way to get into mining Bitcoin. You're going to want to go to nicehash.com, and I have not actually done this with a new account, so I'm not sure the steps exactly. We'll go through it together. The account that I actually had recently used was set up years ago, so I will go ahead and set up this new account. Basically just do your email address, set up the password that you want, and agree to this. Once you've put in your email address, they're going to send you a verification code. Once you've verified that, it's going to have you sign in with the account you created. Once you've signed in with your account information, it's going to prompt you here. Go ahead and hit select. We'll go ahead and just leave these default, hit start using. First thing that we need to do is actually download the mining program, so click on the mining tab, and we are going to go download miner. I'm using this miner. I would not mess with the experimental one, and it looks like this is explicitly for NVIDIA. This will work for AMD, NVIDIA, and your processor. So go ahead, NiceHash miner. If you go to download the miner and your antivirus blocks it, you'll want to temporarily disable your scanning of your virus protection. Go ahead and hit you understand, click the link. Once we get to this page, go ahead and just click the download installer. Go ahead and choose where you're going to save it. I'm just going to save it to the downloads folder. When that's finished, go ahead and run it. I'll go to the downloads folder for today. It's right here. Just going to run it, hit I agree. Run NiceHash miner, leave that checked, hit finish. We can close out of this, hit I accept, English, hit next, or choose your language. From here, we're going to hit login, and you're going to log in with the account information you just set up. going to finish doing this setup, and it will eventually benchmark my processor as well as my graphics card to determine what algorithms perform best and which coin is the most profitable currently. Go ahead and let that finish. Login performed successful, hit OK. Now from here, you got a few different tabs, devices. It shows my processor, it shows my graphics card. If you don't want to mine with one or the other, you can disable them or enable them. If they're already mining, you can stop them. If they're stopped, you can start them. It's going to go over your daily profitability, how much your unpaid balance is, etc. And I wouldn't even really worry about messing with any of this stuff. It should pretty much do all this stuff automatically for you. So from the dashboard, hit start mining. It's going to go through initially and do some benchmarking. And once it's finished doing the benchmarking, it's going to actually pop up the miner. So the first miner, this is actually for my CPU, and that's going to start mining. If I go back over to the benchmark tab, you'll see this one's mining. This is still benchmarking. And this is actually mining XMR, which is Monero. Which, this is going to go up and down. I would honestly not even really pay too much attention to this. I would just let this thing mine. When if you're not using your computer or you're not gaming, start the miner, let it do its thing. You do that for months and months, or a year or 2 years, and it will inevitably build up. And if the past trends continue, prices of cryptocurrency very well are going to go up, and eventually your small profits could turn into much larger profits. So now it looks like it's going to start mining with the graphics card. Once this gets to a certain amount, it'll basically send it to your NiceHash account, and after you want to potentially sell out your coins, you would send them to an exchange that you can actually sell them for US dollars, like Coinbase, or there's several other ones, but essentially that is that. The one other thing that I did want to point out is just to keep in mind that your profitability is going to vary greatly from day to day, and it goes off of the difficulty of whatever coin you're mining at a given time. The more people that are mining it, the increase of difficulty. The less people that are mining it, it reduces the difficulty. And also the prices on the coins go up and down throughout the day as well as from day to day. So you may be making 25 cents one day and $4 the next day. My best advice is literally when you're not using the computer, just hit start, walk away, let it do its thing. And if you do that persistently over the course of months or years, if you're really, really patient, it can actually build up into a sizable amount of money, assuming that the coin prices continue to rise like they have been. And that was just a quick demonstration on how to get this set up for you, the easiest way to start mining.
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it